Welcome back to Next Audiobook Shorts. In the heat of battle, there is no room for excuses. There is no space for "it wasn't my fault" or "the conditions weren't right." On the battlefield, excuses get people killed. In your life, excuses get your dreams killed. Today, we are decoding the ultimate manual on leadership and accountability, Extreme Ownership by Jocko, Willink, and Leif Babin. These are not just lessons from a boardroom. These are principles forged in the fire of the Battle of Ramadi. As Navy SEAL leaders, the authors discovered that the difference between victory and defeat is not the gear, the talent, or the luck. It is the mindset of the leader. The core premise is brutal. There are no bad teams, only bad leaders. Every failure in your life is your fault. And once you accept that, you finally have the power to fix it. Stand to attention. It's time to take command. Chapter 1. The Principle of Extreme Ownership. Main idea: you are responsible for everything in your world. Period. The deep dive. The most difficult truth to swallow in this book is the concept of extreme ownership. Most people spend their lives pointing fingers. They blame the economy. They blame their boss. They blame their upbringing. Jocko Willink argues that as long as you blame an external factor, you are a victim. You have zero control over the outcome. Extreme ownership means that if a subordinate fails, it's because you didn't train them. If a project fails, it's because you didn't plan for the contingencies. Even if something random happens, it is your fault for not being prepared for the unexpected. When a leader takes ownership of a failure, the team stops blaming each other and starts focusing on the solution. This creates a culture of honesty and rapid improvement. You must look in the mirror and realize that you are the problem, and therefore, you are the only solution. Ownership is the bridge between a victim's excuses and a leader's victory. Key points: total accountability, why almost and excuses do not exist in the elite mindset. The ego trap, how your ego prevents you from admitting failure and how to kill it. The ripple effect, when a leader owns the mess, the team cleans it up. The emotional takeaway, embrace the weight. Feel the heavy burden of total responsibility. It's terrifying, but it's the most liberating feeling in the world. When everything is your fault, you have the power to change everything. Stop looking for a scapegoat and start looking for a way forward. Own it. Chapter 2. Check the ego. Main idea: your ego is the enemy of your success. The deep dive. Ego is the greatest killer of performance. In the SEAL teams, an ego that gets in the way of a mission can lead to a body bag. In your career, it leads to stagnation. High performers often fall into the trap of believing their own hype. They become uncoachable. They stop listening to the boots on the ground. Checking your ego means being humble enough to listen to the person at the bottom of the hierarchy. It means admitting you were wrong when a better idea is presented. Jocko tells stories of elite units that failed because the leader was too proud to ask for help or admit they didn't understand the objective. True confidence doesn't need a shout. True confidence is quiet. It is the ability to put the mission above your own reputation. If you want to win, you have to be willing to be the student even when you are the master. Kill your ego before it kills your progress. Key points: humility as a weapon. Why the most dangerous leaders are the most humble. Objective reality, separating your feelings from the facts of a situation. Mission first, learning to prioritize the goal over your need to be right. The emotional takeaway, kill the noise. Realize that your pride is a wall between you and your potential. The moment you think you know it all is the moment you stop growing. Be humble enough to learn from anyone, anywhere. Put the mission first and your ego second. Chapter 3. Prioritize and execute. Main idea: in chaos, you must find the one thing that matters most and do it. The deep dive. When everything goes wrong at once, when the fog of war sets in, the human brain tends to panic. We try to solve 10 problems at the same time and end up solving none of them. This is how teams fall apart. The SEAL principle is simple: relax, look around, make a call. You must identify the highest priority task, the one thing that, if solved, makes everything else easier or irrelevant. Once that is identified, you direct 100% of your energy toward it. Only when that task is executed do you move to the next? This requires detachment. You cannot be emotionally overwhelmed by the chaos. You must step back, look at the battlefield from 30,000 feet, and see the big picture. Most people spend their lives putting out fires that don't matter. A leader ignores the small fires to save the building. Key points: the fog of war, how to stay calm when the world is falling apart. Linear execution, why doing one thing at 100% beats doing 5 things at 20%. The power of detachment, stepping back mentally to gain clarity. The emotional takeaway, find the signal. Stop reacting to every distraction that screams for your attention. Calm your breathing, look at the chaos, pick the most important target and destroy it. Then move to the next. Discipline your focus. Chapter 4, Discipline equals freedom. Main idea: the more rigid your discipline, the more freedom you have. The deep dive. This is the most famous paradox in the world of personal development. People think discipline is a cage. They think that by having a schedule, a workout routine, and a strict diet, they're losing their freedom. The truth is the exact opposite. Discipline is the only thing that grants you freedom. If you have financial discipline, you have financial freedom. If you have the discipline to work hard now, you have the freedom to enjoy your life later. If you have the discipline to wake up at 4:30 a.m., you have the freedom of time before the rest of the world wakes up. Discipline is the root of all good qualities. It is the driver of the SEAL mindset. It is not a punishment you inflict on yourself. It is the gift you give your future self. Every time you do what is hard instead of what is easy, you're buying a piece of your future freedom. Key points: the paradox of control, why rules and systems create more space for creativity. The long game, trading immediate gratification for permanent power. The 4:30 a.m. mindset, winning the first battle of the day to win the war. The emotional takeaway, build your fortress. Every time you say no to a distraction, you're saying yes to your future. Discipline isn't a burden. It's the armor that protects you from mediocrity. Put on the armor. Do the work. Become free. Conclusion: leadership is not a title. It is a behavior. Whether you're leading a family, a business, or just yourself, the principles of extreme ownership remain the same. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming the world. Look in a mirror and take command. The mission is yours. The responsibility is yours. The victory is yours. Get after it. Thank you for joining us for this masterclass on extreme ownership here at NextaudiobookShorts. If you are ready to stop making excuses and start taking command of your life, hit the subscribe button. We are building the architecture of excellence, one book at a time. Today's command: what is one thing you've been blaming others for that you need to take ownership of today? Comment below. I own it to join the elite. Stay disciplined. Stay elite. We'll see you on the front line.